Welcome to this second part of our look at new mods on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to part 2 of the mods from Thursday the 14th of March. Unfortunately, I had to split it into two parts. It was just the way it was. There was too much. I couldn't get all into one video. So we'll be continuing on from where I left off on the last one. If you haven't seen the first one, it'll be in the playlist, or if I remember, I'll put a card up which should come up. Whichever one, I would watch the first one first, then this one it would make more sense. But let's carry on. So, next, we've got this, and I really do need to speed up. This is the Braud 9070L animated by Just Farming, 13.67 megabytes download, 19 slots on console. Slightly faster, more capacity. When it says animated, I think that's the PC version. Console version, we've got mirrors. It does say door, ladder, engine flap, steering wheel, seat armrest, sliding curtain, other feature. I can only find mirrors, so I assume it's the PC one that has got more animations. You will find this under Grape Technology, just there. So it's this one along. It's a little bit cheaper than the standard 9070. Obviously, there's the Colossus ones. There's a few different grape harvesters around nowadays. Slot count comes down to 1. So this will run at 8 miles an hour on the field rather than 4. Capacity is 5,000 litres rather than, what was the standard one? It's only 3,100, isn't it? So a little bit bigger on the capacity. We've got Trelleborg, we've got Michelin, we've got Continental, Mitas, Vredestein, back again. We've got chassis colour. Now this changes all of that's now changed colour, but you can't change the rest. So you can't mix and match. You've always got the blue on the back section, but then you can change the front section. We've got rim colour, so we've got a few different ones, silver, black, and then again, anything on that palette if you want to, and license plate option on there too. The jump in, we had it started up. Unfold harvester, raise and lowers, lights, beacon, horn. We go interior, L1 and right stick up and down, does that mirror, like that. And then R1 and right stick up and down, does that mirror. But like I said, I've got nothing else coming up on controls on PlayStation, and at least I'd like to say, I'm assuming it's PC. I haven't had anything else pop up. So if we start it up, I said this should harvest 8 miles an hour rather than 4. There we go. A little bit faster, larger capacity. That's assuming, of course, you can light it up. There we go. Just in case you get in a straight line and foot on the whoosh pedal. That's the Braud 9070L animated by Just Farming. Next, we've got this. This is the John Deere 3010-3020 by EY Modding, 14.02 megabytes download, 8 slots on console. This you will find under Small Tractors. Right there, 15,000 to buy. We've got the 3010 diesel at 53 horsepower, the 3020 at 63 horsepower. We've got BKT and Trelleborg. Those are the two options. Under Trelleborg, we've got narrow tyres. Narrow tyres 2 on the tricycle. Those are our options. If we go to BKT, we've got standard, wheel weights 2, rear twin, one side for your ploughing, rear twin both sides, tricycle, and the same options for the rear twins. And back again, canopy standard, rollover protection system, or full canopy. Not a full cab, but it is a canopy. And then we've got front weight, yes or no, front loader attacher, quick, Hauer, John Deere, or no, and then license plate option on there too. This sounds great as well. Lights, rear work light. This gets up to its 17 miles an hour pretty quickly, I have to say. I went for the narrows. It's a lovely tractor. Whoa. I think I hit a bump there at the same time as turning. There you go. What a machine. Gorgeous. The John Deere 3010 3020 by EY Modding. Next, we've got the Ford Transit, or the Lizard Rumbler, however you'd rather refer to it. You can't beat a man with a van. Very helpful. This is by Cashdown 18, 14.11 megabytes download, 10 slots on console. We have got a bale version, we have got a capacity version, and there are a few different options for opening backs and things like that as well. And there's also a ramp option as well, which makes it a very versatile bit of kit. I really like this as well. I say that a lot, I know I do, but it's true. So, if we come to here and we go to our cars, just there, 25 grand, that's all. Slot count comes down from 10 to 1. Options on this, then we've got the bale trailer option, or we've got a capacity of 36,900 litres. Sorry, 36,000, 3,690. Blimey. Yeah, that would be cool if it's 36,000. Anyway, we've got front wheel drive, rear wheel drive, or all wheel drive. Options on those. We've got design, yes or no, puts a headache rack at the back there, like that. We've got attachers, standard or with a trailer hitch, so if you want to tow trailers as well, very helpful. Design colour changes the cab, like that. And then rim colour, we've got that silver, more of a chromed, a white, or a black. Then the license plate option on there as well. So I've gone for one with capacity, one with, I think one, I might have gone two with bale actually. But I'll show you. So if we hop in here and start this off, as you can see, we've got some bales on there. These are fairly large bales, and they went on no problem at all. See if I can unload themselves. If not. Well, do you know what I can try? It's not going to do it. Right, so we do have options on this one. I might be able to get to unload. So at the moment we've got tip side back. Tip side all, if I do that, it will do that, that, but nothing else at the moment. If I close that back up again, stop unloading. Then we go to wooden ramps. So tipper left, tipper right. Now this first one, so we've got tipper, that will tip everything up. So tipper left, tipper right, tipper back. Then you go to tip side left, and that will open the sides, but not, if I do that now, open side, that will open the side, but not tip it. So if you want to open the sides to load up, I'll put the indicators on. To load up, you can put it onto those. So if you want it to tip, you put it on tipper. Just close that back up again. If I do it again, tip side right, tip side back again. If I do that, and open side, there we go. It'll open it, but it won't tip. And then if I go for the final option on that one, tip side all, again, do that. It will open all of them up, like that, but it won't tip. If I go to tip, then it will. So hopefully we'll get that. And then we've got the ramp option. I was going to show you another one, but let's close those up. And then we'll go to tip side wooden ramps, which is quite cool. Open side, it will do that. And it'll put wooden ramps out. So if you want to load vehicles on there, I should have shown you on this one really. That would have made more sense, wouldn't it? I was just trying to get the bales off that one. Let's start that one up. So, tip side wooden ramps. So you can put vehicles and stuff in, lawn mowers, that kind of thing. The ramps are fairly long, so you shouldn't have too much of a problem with the angle as you go into the back. That should be okay. So if we close that up again, I'll show you what I meant about the tipper. Actually, I'd rather show you another one because we can get the bales off. Right, so let's go back to our tip side. There we go. So tip side left, we'll go tip side right, get them out that way. So this time with tipper, they should tip when I unload here. Please work. There we go. We should lose the bales to a degree. Come on, let me go. There we go. So I say, depending on whether you've got tipper or open, it will tip and open that side. Let's close that again. So you can do it just by opening, or you can do it by tipping, like unload here. So if I just go open side, it'll open it and tip it. If I go L1, R1 and unload here, it will do it. So, like I say, it just depends on which of those. Am I being clear? I don't know if I'm being clear. Tipper, it will tip. Tipper back, and then we go to tip side. So you've got tipper or tip side, left, right, back, tip side all, wooden ramps. Yeah, it makes sense. So we have no doors or windows that open. We do have tension straps. If you want to tension strap things down, so that's for the bale option. Interior is left-hand drive. Lights, horn, 55 miles an hour. Nice diesely sound to it. That's probably going to see some use at some point, I would imagine. And then if you've got the capacity side, now this I'm curious about. I think this doesn't have, does this have the tipper option? Tip side back, tip side left. No, it doesn't have the tipper option, but it does have tip side. So it doesn't go for all the other ones. So if you've got the capacity rather than the bale one, it doesn't have the wooden ramp option either. So tip side left. If I now go to unload here. Like so. Sorry, I made a right old meal of that, didn't I? Anyway. That's the Lizard Rumbler by Cashdown 18. I told you it was late. It is really late here. This is not going to be uploaded until tomorrow, definitely not. Next. We've got these beasties. This is the Lizard 822 830D by Woodcraft Modding Oscar 8599. 30.5 megabytes download, 18 slots each. We've got a fella buncher and we have got a mulcher. We do have some different configurations. I'm going to try and be quick, I promise. If we go into our vehicles and we go to Forestry Machines. So, we've got, like I said, different versions. We've got the Zero Tail Swing. That's the ISO control. And then you've got mouse control. I personally found the mouse control one, the controls more intuitive, but if you work on sites and you're using ISO, that will probably make more sense to you. Slot counts on those were 18 and come down to 1, 417 grand. So we've got the X822D, and then we've got the LX830D, and that raises it up. Now, the difference between the two, that one comes standard, that one has your automatic tilt compensation. So if you're on hillsides and slopes and stuff, you can have that on or off. It just raises the whole thing up and allows for that tilt mechanism. That's the difference between those. Then we move on to the mulcher version, and then the mulcher version with the tilt option as well. So those are the differences between them. And then, like I say, the difference between the two versions is the control options. So we've got wheel setup standard, and we've got wide tyres, wide tracks. We've got rear shield, which puts a dozer blade, which you can use to stabilize it or pushing logs and that kind of stuff if you've got it on there. Additional weight, you can add some additional weight on there, yes or no, if you're moving particularly heavy stuff up the front end. And then let's say you've got yes or no for your tilt. If you've gone for the option for the higher one, if we go for the lower one, it takes that option away. So those are your options on that one. And then I think the options are pretty much the same if we go for the mulcher, or if we go for the, there we go, it's for the higher one again. Narrow or wide, rear shield, additional weight, and the compensation. No colour options, nothing like that. So if we hop into, we're going to the standard one first actually. I'm terrible at these. I'm not a big fella buncher fan, because you can't cut trees up with these. It will cut the tree and then you can lay it down. You lay it down in a whole load and they can get picked up and moved. If you're running a whole operation, that's absolutely fine. We've got crane control, so we've got our up and down, and so this is the first one. This is the ISO, left and right, under L1. We've got R1, we've got that control, and then our tilt, like that. Then L1, R1, we've got that control, and then we can open and close the grabs. Now we do have the option to open and close those off a button as well. If I swing that round. This will only run at, well, it says 3, but it will go about 4 miles an hour. So if I go L1, we can close cover, which does the top one, or open cover, and then we can, with X, we can open and close the claw as well. But so you can do it with a button press, or you can do it with, hang on, I've got the wrong one. You can do it off the control stick as well. So it depends how you want to go about that. Turning it on is done like that. Like I said, I'm by no means, I mean literally I'm awful at this. Lights on. The lights are pretty bright, I'm not going to lie. I would also have, then if we switch to control group, it says cabin levelling. L1, R1, there you go. Raise and lower the arm will do the blade. So you can sort of set it in position if you want to be a bit more stable. I mean, it's pretty stable anyway, it's not going anywhere. But if you want to be pushing logs around, you can push logs around, log poles, stuff like that. If we raise that arm out of the way, like that. As you can see that? It is, with that on the ground, we are kind of cultivating. It's an interesting one. I thought the mulcher was the only thing that would do it, but this will do it as well if the blade touches the ground. So that's something to be aware of. We switch that back, because you might not want it to. See, I'm not great at this, because I can never seem to grab the tree at the right time without it falling over. So it's already cutting, and I haven't grabbed the tree yet. There we go. And the tree's going to go over, and I haven't grabbed it. I'm terrible at these. That's not the best way to show you. The other way to do it, I say the other way to do it, it's not. Once you get better at the controls, you cut and close all at the same time, which I just cannot seem to do. Anyway, that's that version. This one, as you can see, if you've got the tilt control on here, this is the mulcher version. And the whole bottom section will move with you to keep the cab level, depending on what surface you're on. This one's got the same control surfaces as the other one. But this one we've also got, if we go to that, then that one does that, and up and down. And L1, R1, we've got that control like that, which brings it right down to there. But we've also got, with left side to side, we've got tilt that way as well. I'm not sure, does this do the ground as well? I don't think it does, I'm pretty sure this one just does. So the control, I can't seem to get particularly, the more you do it, the more au fait you would get with the controls. Oh, there you go, it does. It's just getting it just right. Gives you a ploughing effect like that. That should remove the stump. Seem to want to get rid of the stump. I say I'm not. Anyway, that's the ISO control. But then I found with this one, which is the other option. Like I say, I'm not showing this off very well, am I? But L1 and right stick up and down does that and that, which I suppose is more like the normal crane controls. R1 does that, tilt, and our backwards and forwards, which seem to make more sense to me. And then L1, R1 did the rotation side to side and your opening, closing and claws. That made more sense to me. Now what I was going to show, I don't know, was I going to? I'm not sure. You can get round a tree before you turn the blade on, close the arms and then cut and move them if you want to. It's pretty cool. I do like this option for this rotation here. So when you pick up a tree, you can rotate it, and because you've then got this movement, when you get it like that as well, we can do. Oh, there we go. I'm going to find it. That option there. So you can rotate the whole thing around, rotate it, then drop it that way if you don't want to drop it forward. So there's a whole load of options. Anyway, interior looks like this. We've then got that view from the rear. that view from there, and then that view right from the crane head. So quite a few different options. Lights, horn. It is very cool bits of equipment, and I'm not going to have enough time to do the rest of the mods. I'm sorry. This is. Oh, I was going to show that as well. In and out. The door opens and closes. I just remembered that. Sorry. There you go. Door opens and closes. Very cool feature. Get out, and it does the same thing. That's the Lizard 822 830D by Woodcraft mod in Oscar 8599. Next, we've got this weapon. This is the John Deere 8R EU series by Padrez, I think it is. 13.29 megabytes download, 20 slots on console. You'll find this under large tractors. Right there, 285 grand. Slot count comes down to 1. We've got 326, 357, 388, 420, 458 horsepower. It goes up to. We have got Trelleborg. We've got Michelin, Mitas, BKT, Vredestein, back to Trelleborg. I'm not going to go through all the different tyre options. I think it's is it Michelin that's got the most options? Yeah. Goes through to wheel weights and 3. So we go from standard weights, standard 2 weights, 3 and back again. Whereas the others, I think all of them have a standard and wheel weight and then back again. So I think it is the it's definitely the Michelin that's got the most options. Yep. You've got warning signs, yes or no, on the back. We've got fenders back, yes or no. So if you've gone for those big chunky tyres, you can have larger fenders on the back, or wider fenders, should I say. Configuration on the front, 3-point link or front weight, and then license plate option on there. 2. Start it up. It just seems absolutely massive. Lighting is very, very cool. Very, very bright. Beacons are built in, integral to the top. You can just see them flashing at the back. L1 and right stick up and down. Sorry, side to side. Raises and lowers. So you can go in sport mode. Or for getting up over higher obstacles, getting out the mud, that kind of stuff. We've got that option. There's no doors or windows. There are doors and windows. There's no doors or windows that open, should I say. The lighting is very cool. I'm just going to put it next to the other John Deere. Look at that. The evolution of the Deere. Look at that. Wow. Sounds great. Looks great. Up to 32 miles an hour. Interior. Nice place to go to work. Of course I went with the big old tyre options, because that's what I do. Very cool. So, that's the John Deere 8REU series by Padrez. Next we have this. This is the T8 South America by Frits. 27.2 megabytes download, 21 slots on console. Another absolute beast. This has got a ton of options on it as well, as you can imagine. This also under large tractors. So just there, 280 grand slot count comes down to 1. We have got 351, 381, 435 horsepower. That's as high up as it goes. We've got wheel brand of Trelleborg. We've got Michelin, Continental, Mitas, BKT, Vredestein, and then Rice wheel. Trelleborg, I think, has got the most options standard. So we go wheel weights to wide and weights, rear twin, twin. Then we go for wider wheels on the twins, narrow twins, slightly larger offset, crawl track, wide, 3 meter, and then back. Now, a lot of them have similar options. I'm not going to read them all out, but as you can see, very similar. Difference is all the others don't have the narrow options that the Trelleborg had. What I'm going to do now is skip through until we get to the Rice wheels, because the Rice wheels are a little bit different. More like the Trelleborg was at the start and back to standard. Then we're back to our Trelleborgs. I have to say, I do like that option or that option. I think I went for one of those, didn't I? Then we've got weight, yes or no. We've got reverse beep, yes or no. We've got fender standard or no front fender. We've got beacon, yes or no. We've got exhaust standard or chromed. We have got window tint, clear, dark, back to standard. We've got flags, so we run through Brazil, Rio Grande do Sul, Santa Catarina. Santa Catarina, Paraná, I think it is, Argentina, United States, France, Germany, and no. Radio antenna left, right, both. I went for both, so you can see them whipping around. We've got main colour, and we do have a big bud blue, which is a sort of almost like the blue power edition. We've got a blue metallic, and then we've got black metal, black edition, and then a very light blue, which is a strange one. I do quite like that one, or that one. That's my own personal choice. Rim colour, we've got a few different. We've got brushed silver. You've got black, matte black, which is quite a nice one actually. Grey, and then back to standard, and then we've got license plate option on there as well. Hop in, set up. The flag doesn't flutter. See, you see that wave there. If you look at that side on, that's an animation. It's very clever because you look at it and it looks like it's fluttering. Then from the side when you're driving, it doesn't move at all. It's an interesting one. Lights, beacons, horn, reverse beep if you've gone for it as an option. Then we've got L1, right stick up and down, does the door, not up and down, just up and down, side to side, sorry. L1, R1, so that's the only one that opens like that. And then if you can see the aerials bouncing. We've got a lot of flex and movement on those aerials. This is another big one, big old tractor. The 8 series interior, better lights on. See the aerials moving a bit more there, look. There you go. That's the T8 South America by Frits, which brings me on to the last of the mods. Like I said, we do have 2 maps as well that I will get onto at some point. I'm not sure when. If I sleep at all, I'll get onto them. So last we've got the Claas Zerion 2500 3000 series by Bartek and Cosmos. 45.87 megabytes download, 20 slots on console. So we do have different years, I think 1997 and 1999. So a little bit different on the Zerions we're used to getting. But again, I really like these. And they've got some fantastic sounds and animations on them. These you will find, these are also on large tractors, just there. 85,200 for the base model, which I think is absolutely brilliant. Slot count comes down to 1. So we've got the Xerion 2500 1997 or the Xerion 3000 1997. So at 250 or 300 horsepower. Price only goes up by 5.5 grand. So you look at 90 grand for a 300 horsepower tractor, which is pretty cool. We've then got Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, BKT, Vredestein, knock-in and back. So we don't have a lot of options for tyres. Wide 2 standard. There's no twins, triples, anything like that. Mitas. Then BKT just that. Vredestein. And then knock-in just that. We've got signs, yes or no. So you see the... Actually, no, it's not, is it? It's got no. We've got that, so we've got triangle. We've got the Euro signs or all. So that's more America, that's EU, or you can have both if you want to. Then you've got extinguisher, yes or no. Puts an extinguisher inside the cab. Additional work lights. We've got front work lights. We've got rear work lights. Or all. We've then got attachers on the back. We can change our attacher. Then we've got hub colour. Green or grey. We've then got our cabin hydraulics. So at the back there, you've got a hydraulic cover, which is grey. We can change that to yellow if you want a yellow hydraulic cover on there. We've got rim colour, white or grey, and license plate option on there too. So that's all of the options. But if we go back to the top, from that to that, so that's the 2500, 265 horsepower, and then we go to the 3000. This is the 1999 version, 315. So again, 315 horsepower, 97,840 something. Then all the other options are the same for the signs, extinguisher, all that kind of stuff as well. So I've gone for one of each. This one has got the EU signs, actually got all signs on it, and this one hasn't. Now what it's cool as well, the cabs still rotate and turn. We've got our all-wheel steer. These, I love these. Of all the mods today, this one, I don't know why, this one, mind you, the transit van, I quite like that as well. So we've got that. We've then got toggle steering mode. So we've got our toggle steering mode front, crab steer. So you've got your crab steer, and then you've obviously got your all-wheel steer within the crab steer, which is an interesting one. Crab steer left, crab steer right. You've got your all-wheel steer again. Lights. We've gone for all the work lights as well. Pretty cool. Beacons, horn, interior. So I think I jumped straight in the 99, didn't I? Should have done the 97 first, but anyway. So if we then go change driving direction, I think the horsepower for the price, you can't go wrong. I know it's an older vehicle, but I mean, look at it. The detail's brilliant. But what's really cool, if you do the same, if you've gone for the option with the EU boards, the markers, watch what happens when you spin the cab around. This has got all the same options for our steering, lights, beacon, horn, just slightly different design. But watch what happens now when we move the cab round. Look at the warning boards. How cool is that? They fold down while the whole thing rotates round, and they stay folded. I don't think they come back up, do they? No. How brilliant is that? Now that's cool. So there we go. How nice is that? Ticks all the boxes for me. Claas Zerion 2500 3000 series by Bartek and Cosmos, which brings me to the end of the mod review. Apologies for the mistakes, for the things. It's just been one of those days. I know that doesn't help you guys. It must be frustrating to watch. It must annoy you and drive you absolutely insane. So I do apologise. But anyway, that's it for the mods. I hope you have found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.